The story of American sports is usually told through tales of heroism, competition, and community. Yet, beneath the celebrated records and dazzling stadiums lies a complex history that is too often ignored. Slavery's forced labor, cultural practices, and rigid social hierarchies all played profound roles in shaping the sporting traditions that would blossom into today's multi-billion-dollar industry. By examining these overlooked connections, we gain crucial insight into how the foundations of American sports were built, not just on fair play and athleticism, but also on the enduring legacy of exploitation and resilience. On Southern plantations, enslaved Africans preserved their heritage by introducing traditional sports and games from their homelands. Activities like wrestling, stick fighting, and rhythmic dance competitions not only provided moments of joy and resistance, but also captivated white onlookers. These athletic displays influenced the development of early American sporting culture, blending African and European elements into new forms of recreation. Such plantation games laid the groundwork for organized competitions, eventually evolving into the structured sports that would define American athletics. The hands of enslaved people literally shaped the early landscape of American sports. Slave laborers constructed grandstands, racetracks, and athletic fields on southern plantations and in emerging cities. These venues became gathering places for communities and hosted some of the first organized competitions. By building the physical infrastructure for sporting events, enslaved workers made it possible for American sports to grow into public spectacles. The economic power generated by slave labor extended far beyond the fields. Profits from cotton, tobacco, and sugar plantations allowed wealthy landowners to sponsor and establish some of America's earliest sports clubs and leagues. Horse racing organizations and even early baseball teams often relied on fortunes built through slavery to finance their operations, purchase equipment, and construct facilities. This financial backing was instrumental in transforming local games into organized, enduring institutions. In the 18th and 19th centuries, enslaved jockeys and trainers were central to the rise of American horse racing. Their skill, knowledge, and fearless riding made them the dominant athletes in the sport's early days. Owners relied on enslaved black men to train and race their prized horses, and their expertise shaped the traditions and techniques that define horse racing today. These athletes' legacies endure, even as their stories have often been overlooked or erased. Boxing in America can trace its origins to enslaved men compelled to fight for the amusement and profit of slaveholders. These brutal prize fights became a form of coerced entertainment on plantations, but also fostered resilience and skill among the fighters. Over time, the techniques and traditions developed in these early matches laid the foundation for American boxing as a popular and enduring sport. The aftermath of slavery left a lasting imprint on American sports through the establishment of the color line. Black athletes were systematically excluded from professional and amateur leagues, leading to the creation of separate teams and entire leagues, such as the Negro leagues in baseball. This segregation not only limited opportunities for black athletes but also shaped the very structure of American sports organizations for generations. The struggle to break these barriers became a defining chapter in the ongoing fight for equality. In response to segregation and exclusion, historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, emerged as vital centers for black athletic excellence. These institutions offered opportunities for competition and recognition that were denied elsewhere, nurturing generations of standout athletes and coaches. HBCU teams became athletic powerhouses, developing rich traditions and producing stars who would eventually challenge and change the mainstream sports landscape in America. Slave narratives often include powerful recollections of games and athletic contests that offered brief moments of respite, joy, and resistance. These first-hand accounts reveal how sports became a means for enslaved people to assert dignity and preserve community under oppressive conditions. Through their words, we see the enduring spirit and cultural significance of athleticism in even the harshest environments. African Americans, many of whom were just a generation removed from slavery, played a crucial role in the formative years of baseball. Despite being systematically excluded from mainstream leagues, black ballplayers contributed innovative styles of play and athletic excellence on local and regional teams. Their involvement helped shape the sport's rules, culture, and popularity, laying the groundwork for future integration and the rich diversity that defines baseball today. Behind the scenes, enslaved craftsmen and artisans played a vital role in the early days of American sports. They skillfully produced essential equipment, such as horse saddles, harnesses, and even baseball bats, that enabled athletic competitions to thrive. Their craftsmanship not only supported the practical needs of sports, but also helped shape the distinctive material culture that would become integral to American athletic traditions. Stories of athletic skill and physical prowess among enslaved people circulated widely, both as a source of pride within Black communities and as a trope manipulated by white society. These narratives fueled fear among slaveholders and often justified harsh controls, yet they also inspired acts of resistance and solidarity. Athleticism thus became a double-edged legacy, empowering and exploited, feared and celebrated. The roots of American fan culture can be traced to plantation gatherings where large crowds assembled to watch enslaved athletes compete. These early forms of spectator sports set the stage for communal experiences, rituals, and rivalries that define modern fandom. Plantation audiences modeled the excitement, betting, and social prestige that would later become hallmarks of the American sports experience. The legacy of slavery cast a long shadow, but Black athletes ultimately shattered the color line in major sports leagues, transforming both athletics and society. Trailblazers like Jackie Robinson and Althea Gibson not only excelled on the field but also became symbols of progress and hope. Their courage and achievements helped catalyze broader social change, redefining what was possible in American sports and inspiring generations to come. For generations, sports have served as a rare avenue for African Americans to achieve social mobility and economic independence. From the first days after emancipation through the modern era, athletic talent opened doors that were otherwise closed by systemic barriers. Success in sports has enabled Black athletes to build wealth, gain visibility, and influence society, turning the playing field into a powerful platform for personal and collective advancement. Today, Black athletes and entrepreneurs are at the forefront of American sports, shaping culture, business, and social change. This prominence is rooted in a complex history, from forced labor and exclusion to resilience and triumph. Recognizing these origins honors the struggles and achievements that paved the way. As fans and participants, we are called to remember this legacy, celebrate progress, and continue striving for equity and justice in sports and beyond.